Today we're going to be talking about something that's been in the news a lot lately, and that is AI. Over the past few months, with the rise of ChatGPT, it's safe to say that AI has been taking the world by storm. And in today's video, I want to see if there's any reason for us photographers to worry. Before we get going, I would like to thank today's sponsor, and that is Skynet, taking care of your data since 1984. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to take a look at 5 AI generating apps and see what sort of images they can come up with. I have a prompt that I'm going to use. I'm going to give each AI service the same exact prompt: film photograph of a woman taken on Portra 400, and we're going to see what we can get the AI to do. This may be the end of photography as we know it, but first I'm going to need my Mac. Much better. So I've got my 5 AI services strung out across the top of my screen right now. The first service I'm going to use is called Deep AI. You can see there's some text on the screen: artificially intelligent tools for naturally creative humans. So we're going to see how effective this is with our prompt that we laid out. So we're going to click on the AI image generator. All right, so now we have a text box up on the screen, and it's going to allow us to be able to enter our prompt. The prompt for each AI service is going to be a film image of a woman taken with Portra 400. So let's see what we can get it to come up with. Oh wow, so there we go. There's our image. You can see it kind of looks like a film image. It also kind of looks like an alien. The image has very nice bokeh, a very thin depth of field. The image almost has a large format characteristic to it. The depth of field is so small, but it did create an image of a woman. You can see the colors present in the image. They are kind of film looking colors. Looks a little bit more like my Pro 400H preset to me, but that's okay. Honestly, not a terrible performance there. I'm going to try to modify the prompt a little bit and see if we can get it to do a little more. So a film image of a woman taken with Portra 400, a full length, and let's see if it's able to generate a full length, full body image of the woman and see how the results fare here. The system detected potentially unsafe content. Adjust the prompt. Nothing about that prompt seems unsafe. All right, so it generated our image finally. We do have a full length image of a woman. I don't see any indication that this image was taken with film, much less Portra 400. The woman also, face looks like it has no detail. The image appears to be very low resolution, and she's wearing like a pioneer dress or something. The image is uninspiring, safe to say. So yeah, the first image, pretty good. The second image by Deep AI, not so good. So looks like AI has a little bit of a ways to go, at least in terms of Deep AI. All right, so I'm moving on to my next AI image generation app, and this time it's the popular app Crayon, and not version 1, version 2. It's the free online AI image generation app. So on this app, here we have again another text prompt. This is a much more elegant site, not as much going on, and I've put in the same prompt that we've used. So this app actually generated 9 images. It actually made a complete grid of images to pick from here, so we've got a lot of examples. Unfortunately, my first impression of these images are they're all mostly black and white. It looks like for whatever reason that Crayon didn't understand the assignment. That being said, some of these images are rather good. That's not too bad. This one is actually really nice. Not a lot of detail on these images, but they do look okay. Look very humanoid-like. This one's pretty cool as well. Kind of a wispy image of a woman, and her hair is kind of turning into smoke. Again, here we are only getting headshots, no full-length images. And sometimes they just don't look so normal. Like, I'm not entirely sure what's happening here. That being ironic because this is the only image that was taken with color. So Crayon, not too bad, but not even remotely close to Portra 400. And again, some of the images don't look great. So I think the Deep AI image that we had to begin with was probably better. These results aren't too bad, but as you can see, some of the features are just kind of weird. And I honestly think the results from Deep AI are probably a little better. So let's move on to our next AI app. And this one is Pixart. And this one looks a little bit more complicated. It's got quite a few more features. But what we're going to do is we're going to input our same prompt, a film image of a woman taken on Portra 400. Nope, not 00400. This app has a lot more functionality to it. It allows you to input images, once again, giving the AI something to work off of. But we're going to just use the prompt just to keep things consistent across all the platforms. So at this point, we're just going to utilize the text prompt and let it work from there. So I'm going to click Generate Images, and let's see what we get. Ooh, these are not so bad. So a couple things about this image. The colors look good. These could passes Portra 400 colors. The image has a very nice depth of field bokeh effect, kind of a spiral bokeh effect. Looks like it's taken with an old Zeiss planar lens or something like that. Maybe taken with an old Petzval lens or something like that. But again, the colors look right. There's some doubling of her face though. You can see she's like missing an upper lip, but her upper lip's down on her chin. And then some weird wrinkles kind of in her face. That being said, the colors are good. Not a terrible image. Here we have another image. An Asian woman presented here. Immediate impression is the image looks like it's out of focus. The image does look like it's out of focus, but perhaps the colors are right. At least it does kind of vaguely resemble film coloring. And then here we have a woman in a dress. And that image doesn't look too bad either. It looks at least this image looks like it's in focus. So not so bad there. Oh, all right. It's not gonna let me click the exclamation point. So I think this image right here was probably the best one. If it could have maybe rendered the face a little more accurately. We didn't even talk about the fingers. There's a lot happening here. That's very strange. But you know, there's some promise there. So Pixart, kind of a mixed bag. The coloring was accurate. It did seem to be able to replicate some film camera aesthetic, but just a little off the mark. All right, so let's move on to our next app. This one is called Not Cafe. It says AI text image art generator. This is an art generator. So this is highbrow stuff here. Easily create incredible, beautiful artwork in only a few seconds from nothing but your own words. Use state-of-the-art text-to-image AI to produce amazing art without coding. So let's give it our prompt and see what it can do with it. A film image of a woman. I guess it's gonna make me accept the cookies. I'm just giving my computer all sorts of venereal diseases for you guys. All right, so here we go. I don't have any idea what it's doing here. So my immediate impression of the woman is it looks like something from World of Warcraft. She looks like she came straight out of Azeroth. This doesn't look like a human woman. Maybe the colors are accurate. It does have kind of a warm look like Portra 400, but it's unclear from looking at the image. It seems to have almost nothing to do with the prompt. It seems like the image has almost nothing to do with the prompt that I gave it. So a complete fail for Not Cafe. Like this isn't even remotely close. Moving on to our next app. The less said about that, the better. That just didn't work. Desgo. So again, we'll put in the prompt. All right, so we've got it going. So far, the results have been a mixed bag, but this actually looks like one of the best. The application has created what looks like a human woman, once again. You can see the colors look reasonably film-like, the cool blues, the kind of washed out pastel tones, very much present in this image. Lots of bokeh, a very thin depth of field. You can see her face looks tack sharp. Her hair's a little blurry. Not much film grain present. It doesn't look like it tried to really impart too much of the film aesthetic on the image, but the image does look really good. Somebody could drop this image on their Instagram and you would think this was a real person that you had seen out. So that's probably our best result that we've had so far. A few little critiques. The film colors don't look exactly accurate. It would have been nice, since I gave it the prompt, we want a film image, that it perhaps would have utilized some grain effect, but it does look very film-like in the color profile that it's used. So not a bad result. So what is there to say about the current state of the art for image generation in 2023? Well, I think it's fairly safe to say that none of us film photographers are going to be out of a job anytime soon. Most of the results that these AI image generation tools came up with were just not even close to what the prompt was suggested. So quite a ways to go for these algorithms to be able to replicate something that even resembles real film imaging. Getting back to the idea that prompted me making this video, and that's kind of the onset of ChatGPT, but so far it looks like many of the advantages that ChatGPT has with text-based things haven't necessarily translated over to image generation yet. So it looks like image generation has quite a ways to go, but as I said, this is the year 2023. We're darn sure closer to the beginning of the onset of AI than the end. AI will continue to grow. These AI technologies will continue to advance. They'll continue to get better. And it's my prediction that over time, there will be Instagrammers out there who are just creating their images with AI, and they're never stepping foot out of their house to take any real film images. I think as photographers, we've got some real soul searching to do over the next few decades, how we're gonna approach this subject, because is that even photography? Will there be a need for photography? some real questions that need to be answered. If you thought this video was cool, take a look at my video talking about Kodachrome. Really cool old film stock, lots of good info in that video. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. See ya.